Hello, YouTubers. It's 6:30, 2011, June 30th, 2011. All right, so I'm going to try to pick up from where we left off on my last video. This is video 2. Okay, I was talking about, Comet Elenin and everything and trying to get prepared for this thing. Uh, all we can do is, try to keep this kind of secret for right now. Um, just stockpiling away some, necessities like, food and water and batteries. Again, I keep stressing batteries. I don't know why. Uh, Flashlights, right? Um, and you don't want to let your wife, your spouse, or your girlfriend or your kids know too much about what we know, or what we think we know. We try to keep it on the hush hush for a little while because things will start to change, and the only way they're going to believe this is when they see it on their front doorstep, and by then I'm afraid it's kind of late. August 1st, Elenin enters our orbital path. I hear a lot of talk about something going on August 1st even. I'm not sure what, but I hear a lot of stuff. A lot of government movements going on. I want to talk to you about the skeptics. They're going to try to belittle us, put us down, but that's okay. We're not going to listen to it. Not going to stop me from what I'm trying to do. And quite frankly, they just want to live this false sense of reality. And I'm talking to you skeptics right now. When this thing's on your front doorstep, then will you believe? Okay. Don't dog us right yet. We may have something going on here. Uh, Look at the military involvement down in the South Pole. You want answers? See what's going on in the South Pole. That's going to answer a lot of questions, I think. They have spent billions and billions of dollars on these high-end telescopes that can only supposedly see this thing, not your wimpy little 20-inch telescopes. I'm sorry, I don't have a telescope. Okay, great, but I can't afford one of those either. I know they're about $15,000-$20,000, but I'm not going to run out today and go buy one. Okay, um, we're gonna talk about this comet Elenin, right? It could be a hyperbolic comet, which is kind of small, kind of large. As it comes around the sun, it's going to grow in strength. It's going to grow in size. The ion, chemtrails, what have you, it's going to grow. It's going to get very, very long, almost as long as the planet itself. That could burn off. We could see some kind of impact from this. Who knows? But for you skeptics that want to believe it's just a comet, that's fine. Don't push that crap on us either. You think we're pushing this stuff on you, or you're pushing the naysaying stuff on us. We don't like the naysayers. Let us believe what we want to believe. We have feelings, we have gut instincts we're going by, and we're not going to live in this false reality. Okay, this private, peaceful little world that we think we all should live in all the time. It's just not reality. The world is changing, uh, and we're about to see something happen. I don't know what. You don't know what either. So we'll just have to sit back and watch and see what happens. For now, we should all just live our lives on a daily basis and, you know, get as much out of life, quality life. I'm talking about quality life. Spending time with your kids and your family, you should do that. You never know when you're going to see them again. Uh, and I want to salute our armed forces. I think that they do a fantastic job in protecting our freedoms and our rights. However, I believe that they've been lied to as well. That's my honest belief. That's my opinion. That's my belief. And they won't know until this thing is right on our front doorstep. The Anunnaki race, There's a whole lot of controversy on that too. The Anunnakis. I advise, movies can't tell the story of everything, and they're not always true. They're just sci-fis. But I do recommend going out and renting Apocalypto. It was directed by Mel Gibson, I believe. It's a great movie. Uh, it is captioned, I believe, in the Mayan language. And at the end of the movie, it shows these tall beings, uh, blonde, maybe blue eyes, very tall. And they go on and talk about this with the scientists. They talk about it with Egypt and the Mayans. They talk about these taller beings. And they say a lot of things about our race, how we may have been genetically altered into a workforce to mine gold, possibly for their spacecraft or their missions in the universe. Who knows? Maybe for their own survival and existence in their universe. Well, this universe, apparently Elenin, they're tracking, may not be Elenin, Comet Elenin at all. And I just find it really hard to believe that a lot of these telescopes can just, even Google, I don't think they have that great a satellite up there. They didn't spend billions of dollars. They spent millions of dollars, not billions, to see this thing, okay, or what we call Google Sky. I believe the SPT telescope says it all. If it's infrared, if it's a dark planet, it's a cold mass and cannot be seen unless infrared makes it so. Now, there was a guy that put a video on YouTube some time ago saying he was a worker, and they've known about this thing for a long time. It's not so hard to believe that this is a huge conspiracy, the biggest conspiracy we have ever faced as a human race on this planet. The biggest conspiracy, the biggest hidden secret. And I think some of us have a feeling it's our own calling. Might have you. I don't know. I would like to call each and every one of you my friend, because that's how I would treat you at the end times. If you came in need of food, shelter, or water, as long as you're not a homicidal killer and want to hurt my family, I'm all for you. I believe Jesus would do the same thing. It's all in the Bible. We can't run and hide from Comet Elenin. Okay, it could be a huge disaster of none that we've ever seen. We could be sent into an ice age, mass incineration, earthquakes of great magnitude that we could never even possibly survive, flooding. I'm 2,000 feet above sea level, but doesn't mean the waters can't reach me. And I say this to all. Try to get prepared, because something is going to happen. I feel it. I may be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And just get prepared. Stock up while you can before the shelves run dry. And when I say I'm your friend, I really mean that. I believe in humanity. I believe the humankind race is a good people. And not all of us are bad. There are some that are bad. Even the people in prison aren't all bad. There are good people in jail right now that could help our people. So let's do no more of this naysaying stuff. No more doomsday dwelling, all that. Let's just try to have a good time for the rest of the summer. Because it could come to an end, right? We don't know until it gets here. You know, one thing that I've thought about is it will be a beautiful sight. If I am going to die, this is something that all of us have never seen. Our ancestors thousands of years ago may have seen it. But our grandparents, our most recent relatives have not seen this thing ever and never will. We are lucky. We should consider ourselves lucky to see uh, maybe even possibly another alien race coming to check on us. It's quite possible. Who's to say that we're the only smart beings in the universe? I doubt it. The universe is very big, and we're just that tiny. Um, Elenin timeline, all that stuff. It might not be such a bad idea to pay attention to it, but I don't recommend joining all the survival groups. I say stick to your own, stick to your family. That's your best group right there, is your family. You can't rely and trust anybody, as far as I can see. Um, yeah, you can trust some, but not all of them. Like I said, the caves aren't always going to be the safest place to run. I've thought about other things that, I don't know why. One day I had this, I don't know if it was an epiphany, but I was driving on my way to work here, and this kid was playing with a ball. And the ball rolled out in the street and got hit by a car and kept rolling. It bounced just all over the place. Now, say you built some kind of capsule, not so much like the guy in Russia, enough to hold an army, a whole platoon, but a capsule just enough in size for your family that fits in your garage. Something that floats on water, something that may reject solar disruptances of some kind of heat, incineration, um, just be able to float and maybe even possibly get kicked around enough that you could survive in it. Say from earthquake and the pole shift and everything else that's supposed to happen. Who knows? But yeah, I would look into the South Pole telescope. I think they're the only ones that can really see this thing and see it in the true nature and form it is. Um, Maybe planets around it. I just got a different feeling about this thing. That it's not just some Halley's Comet wannabe. Um, Halley's Comet came pretty close to us. I don't know if you all remember that. It was pretty big. It was beautiful in sight. Can't remember if I talked about that in the first video, but I'm talking about it now. It's a beautiful day. It's about 105 degrees here in Arizona. We're expecting some rain soon. Some different weather patterns coming. We get our monsoons, lots of rain towards the middle of July, late August. But things have been different lately. I think we're going to get some kind of strange weather. If you guys don't know where to check out the Elenin trajectory, it's in the JPL. You can just Google it. Type in JPL space orbital. Put a blank in between JPL and orbital, and it'll come up automatically. NASA JPL orbital diagram or something like that. .gov. Click on that, and as long as you have JavaScript, I believe will run it. From what I understand, the Mac stuff is much better. It's got a lot more detail, and so. But I don't recommend running out and buying a MacBook or something like that. I'd love to have one. I think they're great computers. Steve Jobs is the man. I got an iPhone, by the way. That thing's pretty cool. But I'm gonna try to run this thing out to the 10 minutes. I don't know why, but I don't have a stop button on my record. I'm just an idiot, I guess. I've never done this before, other than the other day. And this is my second video, like I said. And I think we should all just try to be prepared for something that, even if it doesn't happen, we still have some kind of backup. Maybe even for a post-apocalyptic financial collapse. These are all things that are possible and could happen in our lifetime. So it never hurts to be too prepared. I do recommend stocking up as much as you can. in this time and the events about to unfold. I hope